Hello YouTube and welcome back to my channel. My name is Vanessa if you're new here, and I teach 2nd grade in Southern California. I'm going to be starting a new series on my channel, and I'm going to be basically doing like one tip a week in a quick 5-minute video where you guys can watch the video and take it back to your classroom like the following week. Like just something quick to the point. It's not going to be like a ton of prep work or anything like that. And I got the idea because I always scroll through Teachers Connect, and people are always on there asking questions or anything like that. And it's basically a place where you can post a question and other teachers can answer. And so I'll go on there and just repost to people, and it takes me maybe not even a paragraph to reply with the way I would do it, or my tips for whatever the question is that they were asking. So I thought it'd be kind of a good idea just to have a super quick tips for you guys. Obviously this one's gonna be a little bit longer because I'm trying to give an intro, but I basically just want to give you guys any tips or tricks that I have that kind of worked in my classroom or in past classrooms. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I think you get what I mean though. So today's tip is gonna be all about Class Dojo, so if you're interested then just keep watching. Alright, so my tip this week, which I've got my Starbucks here, I just realized, and yeah, I have, this is just iced green tea with no sweetener and no water. I like it super strong, and I don't like sweet tea at all, or really, I don't really like sweets at all. Anyway, so today's tip is going to be all about Class Dojo. And I've done a whole video on Class Dojo. It's actually a really old video. I kind of hate all those videos that I have, but well, that's a whole different story. Anyway, I have a video with 5 of my top tips, and actually I think one of the tips may have included this sort of in it, but I figure I can go into detail a little bit more in this just quick video. So the way I do Class Dojo in my class is I give out points to students throughout the day, whatever, and then the way I do it the first half of the school year with my 2nd graders is every 20 points they get, or every 10 points, every 20 points. Why am I think it's 10 points. I think I'm blinking. I think every year I kind of switch. Now that I realize it, I don't even know. Is it 10? I don't know. Either way, it's either 10 or it's 20. They get to pick something from the treasure box, or I have a snack box, which basically is just a treasure box for food. So for the beginning part of the year, I'll do it that way. And then the second half of the year, I started a couple years ago treating it more like an economy, I guess, style, where they can spend their points on things that they want. They can save them, whatever the case may be. Now, one complaint I have for Class Dojo, which Class Dojo, if you're watching, make this a feature, and if it is a feature and I still just haven't found it, then please email me and let me know. Class Dojo doesn't allow you to take a certain number of points unless it's going to be counted as a negative behavior. So with my students, the way I do it is I have it just set as a 5-point negative, and it says redeemed for prize. So it does say, or it does show up as negative, but I just obviously don't count that as a negative thing. But their parents can see that it says redeemed for award, and the picture's a little star. So that's the only way I figured out how to make it work without completely wiping their points, because if they don't want to spend all their points, I was running into the problem of well, I can't just get rid of some of them, not the other ones, because there's a way you can just wipe all their points, which is easy, but they don't always spend all their points. So anyway, I will have different amounts of things that they can spend their points on. So I have a 1 point, no, not a 1 point, a 2 point, which is something super simple, they can change their dojo avatar or something like that. And then I'll have 5-point options, and then I'll have 10-point options, and then I'll have 20-point options, and then maybe even I think I had one 50-point option on there. And so each thing has a couple of different things that they can pick from. I don't have the sheet in front of you because it's on my computer at school, but it basically, I just do a half sheet that I created in PowerPoint, and it's got, and I'm showing this because it's boxes. It's got 3 columns, and then underneath each column is what the thing is that they can pick from. So the things I offer are a pencil for 5 points. If they want treasure box, they can still do that, and they have to pay I think it was 20 points. They can buy lunch with me. They can buy sitting in a, they get first flexible seating pick for the day, anything like that. Just know what your students like. One of my absolute favorites in my class is always to use colorful pens. So I have a little basket of pens I just buy at Dollar Tree, and they can pick to use those points. So it does become a lot easier at the second part of the year. I don't do this at the beginning of the year simply for the fact that like my kids are just a little bit too young to understand all that. I'm sure if I took enough time to, I probably could get them to do it appropriately, but I just like doing it more towards the second half of the year. And then I also like that it kind of like resets it and like it's new and exciting rather than having it the same all year. So I'll just have those little sheets available in my classroom, and then whenever it's like a free time, I tell them it's not like in a working time or a time when I'm like requiring you to do something, then they can go grab one of those sheets, they can fill it out, they put like what they want, and I have an iPad in the room so that they can check how many points they have, and then they can, so then they spend their points on whatever it is they want, and then at the end of that day I would, or last year I had to do it to where I only had like 2 days a week that I would do points just because it got a little bit too crazy. So I would have like Wednesdays and Fridays that I told them I would do point like redemptions, and then they would just get those things. So a lot of times I would do like little coupons, and then I would just give them the coupon the following day, and then they could just use it whenever they wanted to, especially like for the pens. If they didn't want to use it that day, then they would use their coupon like on the day that they actually wanted to, but they had already purchased it, if that makes sense. So I kind of sort of use it in an economy way of like, you have money, you're going to spend your money on things. It's just in terms of dojo points, and that's just the way that I have found it works best for me, is to just take points through negative points. But like I said, if you know how to take points other than just wiping all their points and it not be a negative point, then like let me know. I've like tried and I have not figured it out, but that's just the way it works for me. So that's my tip for you if you want to kind of update your class dojo. And I don't know, what do you guys use for rewards? I'm kind of curious. Do you reset them every week? I know some teachers reset them like every single day. I feel like class dojo is kind of used differently in every classroom, and it's kind of cool because you can just make it work for you, but that's the way it's worked for me, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you have any ideas for future quick tip videos that you guys want to get tips on or tricks on, then let me know in the comments down below, or send me an email, send me a DM on Instagram. If you haven't followed me over on Instagram, make sure you follow me there. And if you haven't checked out our t-shirts and everything like that, everything is always linked down below, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye.